Hello and welcome everybody to Keep Fit Energize Your Day. This is David in Houston, back with you. Happy to be back with you. Let's get moving. We're going to start out on our feet today. We're going to start with that head, neck, cervical spine like we usually do. And all I want you to do is reach laterally today. So what we're going to do is take this ear, go down towards the shoulder, waking up that cervical spine, this meaty portion of your neck right here, the sternocleidomastoid, if you wanted to know. And we're just going to keep that moving here for just a moment. That lateral flexion. It is good to be back with everybody. Good to be back moving too. Just good to be back in the States. One more each side, right and left. Okay, we're going to get some rotation here as well. So what I want you to do is try to look over that shoulder to the right. And then we're going to do the same thing over to the left right here. Keeping those shoulders nice and square, facing forward towards your computer. And then just rotating that chin as much as possible. Then we'll get that movement moving down our body. One more rotation. Awesome. Okay, let's wake up these shoulders. One way that we move at the shoulder is simply elevating and depressing. I want to do just that. So I'm going to have you shrug as we come up, big squeeze, and then depress down, up and down. You can really feel that tension as we come up there. And that's something that we want to be able to do here when we have intention. But when you're sitting at your desk or throughout your day, try to keep these depressed, like when we go down here. All right, one more. Up and then down. All right, at the shoulder, we also do that retraction. We're going to do that before we get down on the ground, okay? So for the retraction, we have these arms forward. We keep the lats on, and instead of reaching up like this, we're going to reach straight back, squeeze, and then forward, okay? So you feel those lats, those rhomboids, all those important muscles in your back. Turning on, getting engaged here. Nice work, everybody. Activating these important muscles this morning. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're gonna go to the ground and add some more stuff here. What I want to do first is continue with the shoulder, now the anterior portion of this shoulder through the chest, through the bicep. So what we're going to do is lay down on our side. My right leg is straight. My left leg is bent right here. And I'm going to bring my shoulder down to the ground as far as possible. And I'm going to reach this hand back. So we're reaching all the way back as far as possible. And maybe your shoulder doesn't get down to the ground. No big deal. Just reach as far as you can on this first portion of this exercise. There's always modifications. There's always levels. So don't worry if you're not all the way to the ground. I am right now, and it's feeling great. And if anybody wants to add to this and go to that next level of lengthening these portions, what I want you to do is reach out and then rotate right here, and your eyes are looking towards those fingertips. Very nice. Get a little bit of spinal rotation here. A little deeper stretch as we wake everything up. All right, 3, 2, 1, release. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just flip it. So that means left leg straight for me. Right leg hovering over, bringing this left shoulder down to the ground with that palm down, reaching back, kind of digging in right here. And no, I did not leave my shoes in Mexico, but I have gotten used to being barefoot a little bit more. And I've been training like this a little bit more, kind of gripping the ground. It's making me a little bit more aware of that foot and ankle. All right, we're going to rotate, look at those fingertips as we're up here. Good. Hold for a few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay. So we're going to lay down flat this time. we're going to do is get even more rotation in this spine right here. So what we're going to do here first, I want you to bring this right leg up towards the chest, towards the torso, and that ankle and foot that we were just talking about, just kind of playing around, up, down, side to side. Just initiate some movement there. And then we got some next steps that we're going to explore here in a moment. All right, so now we're bringing that knee to the other side, cross it all the way over while trying to keep your shoulders back and on the ground, okay? So for me, I have my shoulders both on the ground. Maybe that's not you. And I'm reaching for that knee to be on the ground too, that I just rotated. If all three of those things aren't happening, don't worry, you're probably in the majority. We are trying to facilitate some of this movement here. And the next step that we're going to do is kind of make this rainbow, reaching up and around, and then up and around, coming all the way back. We're going to do that 4 times. That's number 1. Up and around. Up, good. Being creative with those movement patterns. There's a lot of these main tissues. 1 more, up and around. Very nice. Okay, go back to that starting position, and then we're going to bring this other leg up and in. Good. You might feel that hamstring wake up, that hip wake up. Play around at that ankle. Nice work. All right, so we're coming down with this knee this time, right? Maintaining both sides of that shoulder is what we're shooting for. Hold on strong right here. Good, and then we're gonna do that reach up and over. So we make that half circle, reach over, up and around, good job. Over, up and around, halfway there. Let's get one more. All right, so I'm definitely feeling looser. I hope you guys are too, but we need to activate some of these main muscle groups too if we really want to be energized for the day. So what I want you to do is just bring these knees up, okay? And then I want you to make sure that your lower back is down against the ground, all right? So pushing, you can check that by just putting your hands underneath. If you don't have any room for those fingers, you're doing the right thing, okay? And then I want you to make sure these knees are below hip level, and the straighter they are, the harder this hollow hold is going to be, all right? I usually go just a few inches down right here. I feel my abs turn on. We're holding right here, that isometric contraction. And this is helping the front of those abdominals, as you can feel. But if you keep your low back down on the ground, it's creating stability through that lumbar spine, through that low back, where a lot of people have issues. So hold on strong right here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so we can put those feet back down on the ground. This time, keeping that neutral pelvis, that neutral spine. I want you to come up right here. All right, we're still tucked under. Those glutes are now squeezing, and we maintain this straight line right here. Just a nice little bridge hold. This one might wake up the front of those hips a little bit too. Hold, 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 getting those isometrics. Some of my favorite things to do, especially for good posture. All right, you can release. And now what we're gonna do is do reps in that same movement pattern. So we're coming up, big squeeze, back down. 1, 2, good, keep it going. Awesome, getting some volume in this posterior chain, getting a little bit of strength here. Trying to make sure we balance that stability and mobility. 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice job. Take a little breather. Awesome, we're right at time. I got one more for you, and then we're gonna get out of here. So the last thing that we're gonna do is lengthen those hamstrings. What I want you to do is have this nice straight leg on this right side, and we're pulling from underneath the knee till you feel these wires that we call hamstrings kind of lengthen. All right. Make sure everything on the back side is taken care of. Good, release, other leg, same thing. Last one, and we'll get you out of here and onto your day. Nice straight leg, maintain that. Pulling upward. All right, 3, 2, and 1, release. Wonderful job, everybody. Glad to be back with you. Kind of moving and grooving again, and I will be back for some Q-Fit strength at 2 o'clock Central. See you this afternoon.